you like defensive football, you gotta love this stuff. Tough night for the quarterbacks. Stephen Giles. First and 10 Eskimos on their 17-yard line. Quick hitter, far side. Once again, Greg Carr. The acquisitions the Eskimos were excited about.
Saskatchewan defense swarming to the football. Carr barely had time to turn his head before he took a lick on that one.
Here's the issue, though. Second down conversions have not been very good for either side, in particular the Eskimos. 4 yards from a first down. Two tight ends on this play. No extra blocking help. It's not going to matter. Another sack. James Patrick, Brent Hawkins feasting on Stephen Giles.
Well, the Saskatchewan Roughriders just stacked up the line of scrimmage. Let's see how many they've got. At least 8 that we can see in that picture standing on the line of scrimmage, all in attack mode.
They are eating. 5 times they've ate so far. 5 sacks. Weston Dressler's back. Burkdale's has the wind with him. Spiraling, floating punt to the 45. Dressler quickly to a seam. Good field position for the Roughriders. To the Edmonton 45 when we come back.
Give it up to the DBs, Coach Shane, the whole team.
Shop at Safeway.
There is a guy who knows a lot about what I'm about to talk about. Purelator Tackle Hunger Program celebrating its 10th season. Of course, Purelator donating the weight in food of a quarterback when they get sacked to the team's local food bank. 1 million pounds is the goal this year. Already 215,218 pounds. And 5 sacks today for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Now it's up to the Eskimos defense to hold. 6-1 game here in Regina. Best field position, best start for the Riders. Time for Durant, and a catch made. And a good one by Weston Dressler at the 40. Half the first down yardage.
Great recognition and response here between quarterback and receiver. Weston Dressler is going to come late from deep in the backfield. He's going to the flat. Pressure's coming. He knows the throw's coming quickly. See that little spin route, quick turn to the outside.
Another huge second down. 2nd and 5. Up the middle. Oh, Corey Sheets. Say hello to J.C. Sherritt. Last year's West Division most outstanding rookie. And he has been outstanding today. And once again, it's kick time.
You'll see J.C. Sherritt hiding behind that goalpost. Scrape to the football, strike like a cobra. Camus Reed said to us yesterday he doesn't like to make comparisons between players, but he said J.C. Sherritt reminds him a lot of an old teammate. High praise considering he was talking about the great Willie Pless.
Willie Pless.
The way he plays, the way he practiced, his work ethic.
46-yard attempt for Milo. Already hit once today. Line drive kick is wide. And Yamon Figures was thinking about it. And still thinking about it. And taking off with it. And Figures is down the sidelines in a cutback. And there's a penalty flag after the play. And I'm sure for a moment was giving his head coach the conniptions. My goodness. Yamon Figures could not catch that missed field goal attempt in the air and decided after the bounce to go after it. Obviously saw something formulating.
Yeah, he could see those blocks coming. You just saw Chris Patrick, the Riders' offensive tackle, get absolutely ear-holed by Damaso Munoz.
But an illegal block on the return, so the Eskimos will start from their 17 man so loud and proud again in Regina. Here come the fans. So loud. Giles, good catch made by Bowman. And he was pushed back, but his progression had him near that yardstick. It looks like it's close to a first down. Stephen Giles, as he delivered the football, was hit, slow to get up.
No shortage of intensity in this ball game, that's for sure.
They are getting after it. Hard hitting affair. Not a lot of space out there. Under 2 minutes to go, third quarter. We still are awaiting a touchdown. Considering neither team's been in the red zone, we may not get one today. The Riders last year went 18 straight quarters without scoring a touchdown. It's the kind of season it was for the Roughriders. First and 10. Giles again. And once again hooks up on that far side with Bowman. Muscled out of bounds.
You see the way this Saskatchewan defense runs to the football on every play, on every completion. This is a Corey Chamberlain defense. This is something he's preached from day one of training camp, that when you step on the practice field, and believe me, Camus Reed does the same thing. We've said these guys are a lot alike. When you're on the practice field, there is no walking between the white lines.
A lot of similarities between these two coaches. Camus Reed, what a year last year, led his Eskimos to an 11-7 record. Chamberlain was in Hamilton last year as their D coordinator. Predicated on their defense. Hot read, quick hitter. Fullback Mathieu Bertrand hauls it in. Quarterback at Laval University.
Pressure's going to come. Bertrand is going to come from that tight end spot. He knows the ball's coming quickly. Quick outside release. You've got space. Get your head around in a hurry.
This is the kind of offense Stephen Giles might not be spectacular, but it was steady. Led them to victory last week against the visiting Argonauts in Edmonton. Nickel and dime. As Camus Reed said, take what the defense gives you. Giles now has to run, and he's going to run out of bounds. Clock has ticked down to zeros here. That is the end of the third quarter. 6-1 Saskatchewan after 3. A pointless third quarter, still 6-1 Saskatchewan. This defensive chess match continues. Those numbers on the right side of the ledger, Saskatchewan's numbers, that's what they put up in the first quarter a week ago in Hamilton.
Yeah, great fast starters last week, as you said. But again, give credit to the defenses in this football game. You're seeing two very well coached, well disciplined, aggressive defensive football teams performing in this ball game. I think back to the start of the third quarter, and you know, you asked me if things would open up a little bit. And I got to admit, I was just playing the odds when I thought they would in the third half. Who would have believed that you could have another half of Canadian football with only 7 points scored? But at this point, I want to change my bet.
Yeah, it might not get there in the fourth either. The way it's been going in this game, the defenses quite simply have been sensational. Mistake-free football on both sides. Saskatchewan and Edmonton's defenders have been unbelievable today. Secondaries have come through, and a lot of it has had to do with that rush on the quarterback and the pressure. Stephen Giles again has to dust himself off.
One of those emerging themes in the Canadian Football League is these fearsome front fours, and it's, I mean, this is nothing new in Canadian football. It's a quarterback-driven league, and there you see Giles taking a low hit that arguably could have been called a hit outside the strike zone, so to speak, but it looked like he was pushed in by a defender. I mean, this league, it's all about protecting the quarterback and getting after the quarterback, and right now the guys getting after it are winning big time.
There's a game breaker. Burkdale's kicking to Weston Dressler. His last return, 20 yards. Special teams converge, and no yards called, looks like. Yeah, it's been a crazy one here. Usually,
We got 15.
these kinds of games, Dwayne, we've seen defensive games like this, but normally later in the season with playoff implications on the line, or you see it in bad weather.
Edmonton number 24. 15-yard penalty. First down.
You normally don't see this week 2 of a CFL season. No yards call, and because Weston Dressler caught that in the air and went forward, a 15-yard penalty. So the start for the Riders is from their 40. Can they get it going here? Corey Sheets on the pitch. Again, both front sevens. Frothing from the mouth here today. Just every time the back touches the ball, they're in the backfield.
Well, this is a perfect example. It's not that the play is necessarily that poorly executed, but you've got about 4 guys in green and gold meeting at the football, meeting right at the point of attack on this play.
Second down, long yardage again. Throwing down, Durant quickly in the pocket, goes over the top and in and out of the hands of his intended target, Ephraim Hill.
Well, Darian Durant looked like he was about to scramble to get outside of that pocket to try and find a throwing lane, and then changed his mind at the last second. That seemed to affect his receiver, Ephraim Hill, a little bit, or affect the accuracy of the throw, at least with his feet not set.
Crowd very restless here for the Edmonton Eskimos as a visiting team. This is perfect road game. Take the crowd out of it. Look at this kick. Figures goes over his shoulder. He touched it. He better get on top of it and give up that point. Yamon Figures. There's a penalty flag in the end zone. That was adventurous.
Here. Well, Yamon Figures was in full center field mode on this one with the ball hit over his head. He's got a backpedal 15 yards, starts off on his own 25, and he's still scrambling as he tries to catch that one around the 10. Ought to handle that, breaks up the whole return. Everybody's a little out of sorts, resulting in the penalty, the clip call against Flint Kent. This has the Eskimos starting on their own 5-yard line.
Long field. Giles out in the flat. And Kuhorn has a first down and gets out of the shadows of the goalpost.
Big first down for the Eskimos there.
Good play call. Their last starts, 2 starts, were from their 17 and 12. So the Eskimos, again, trying to get some rhythm offensively. Down 5 points. Busiest people on the field today have been the punters. Milo and Dales. Great kick by Chris Milo. See how it affects the Eskimos here. 1 first down out of the way. Charles in a cutback. Keeps going. Simeon Rotier was trying to give him a little hand, a little assistance.
Tackle by number 99, Shamari Williams for the Riders. Second down.
Well, Hugh Charles has had some success attacking off the edge a little bit in terms of the run game in this ball game, stretching out that Saskatchewan defense.
Second down and 6. We've got some whistles. Some football comes out of the crowd. One guy who we have not heard from since the first quarter is number 2 for Edmonton, Grant Stamps. There's a penalty flag, actually 2 now, 1 downfield and 1 in the backfield.
Well, the Saskatchewan D-line is calling for a hold, explaining the flag in the backfield, but we're also going to get a pass interference call. That one intended for a Darius Bowman.
Illegal block, hands to the face. Edmonton number 61. Forward pass interference. Saskatchewan number 41. Those penalties offset. Repeat the down. Second.
We'll repeat the downs.
We'll see first illegal block, the hands to the face at the line of scrimmage. Koch gets the mitts up on Keith Sholigan, and there it is. Pass interference downfield. Gyro Brackenridge covering a Darius Bowman.
Well, the crowd raises the decibel level now. Clock draining down to 11 minutes. Fourth quarter. Giles with protection. Making the catch is Bowman. It's a fumble football. Still loose. Saskatchewan's Shamari Williams has it. Darius Bowman went up to make the grab. Now, the officials have not made an official determination here yet.
There is a flag in play.
And it looked also like there was a late hit. And Stephen Giles. There's that penalty flag.
Major foul, roughing the passer. Saskatchewan number 11. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Odell Willis on Stephen Giles, a costly one. A little over-aggressive that time for number 11.
Odell Willis coming from the top of your screen on this one. No question about that.
So from the 5-yard line, thanks to a first down and a penalty, the Eskimos continue to drive the football. 36 and a half. Keep it on the ground, and a hole opens up. And Charles. James Patrick lost his helmet. This is going to move the chains again, it looks like. Yes, it will.
Good use of motion there by the Eskimos. Some cross motion. Fred Stamps moving wide side to short side on the play. Got the defense to loosen up a little bit between the tackles, allowing Hugh Charles to hit that one.
Again, this game hasn't had any offensive fireworks, Dwayne, but feels like two teams in a playoff battle here, doesn't it? Tug of war.
A lot of intensity, a lot of emotion.
First and 10. And penalty flag back at the 39. Play clock had expired, the 22nd play clock.
Time count violation. Edmonton number 3. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Funny, the Eskimos had a little reverse setup that time. They've given that play away.
This crowd smells blood.
Yes,
they get that call once, and the noise is just going to build every time the S get in the huddle or get to the line of the scrimmage now.
30,000 plus. Giles barks it out. Hard to hear. 6 receivers, second and 15. Here's the rush. Oh! Stephen Giles paced it. The ball incomplete. As the Riders explode off the edges.
Now you hear us talk all the time about how when the defense blitzes, somewhere there's got to be a hot read. Someone's got to be open and get their head around. You're going to see that blitz coming off both edges here. Somebody's got to be open and get a head around to get this football so the throw can come out right away. Never happened.
So now second and 15. First and 15 the previous play. Odell Willis. Giles retreats. He's going to tuck it and take off. It will be well shy of a first down again. So Stephen Giles gets his team out of a deep hole field position-wise, but once again, the Eskimos come away with no points and will have to boot it away. Frustrating day for Kavis Reed and the Edmonton Eskimos offense. Steven Giles looks like he's banged up.
You know, Rod, we talked on that series about Fred Stamps. Only 2 catches in this ball game, both on their first possession. Looked like they were going to go to him a lot. He's been a forgotten man for the second week in a row.
Play clock coming down here again. Last-minute substitution. Down to 2. Dales lets it fly against the wind. Weston Dressler again. Avoids one and another, and is caught from behind. And there's a penalty flag at the 32-yard line. We'll tell you about it when we come back.
Shop at Safeway, swipe your club card, and play Safeway $1 Million Touchdown to win. You could win a Pentax Q with 8.5mm prime and 5 to 15mm zoom lenses. The world's smallest and lightest digital interchangeable lens system camera. Shop and play at Safeway.